All right, here we go. Question number 11 from our 1316 homework number 6 in MyLab Math. Two sides and an angle are given below. Determine whether the given information results in one triangle, two triangles, or no triangle at all. Solve any resulting triangles. So this again, if you watch my video on problem number 10, this again is hinting at this may be the ambiguous case. So we need to discuss again what it takes to be the ambiguous case. So if you are given only one angle and that angle is acute, then the first piece of criteria has been met. So are we given only one angle? Yes. Is that angle acute? Is it less than 90? Yes, it is. And so that means that the first piece of criteria has been met. And then it says, and the opposite side must be less than the adjacent side. That is the second piece of criteria that must be met. So the opposite side would be the side across from the angle given. The adjacent side is simply the other side. So is the opposite side less than the adjacent side? Yes, it is. And so this particular setup does meet the criteria for the ambiguous case. And that means that we're going to need to look for a second set of answers. So you're going to get to see how the ambiguous case works this time. Let's start by remembering that if you're given numbers across from each other, the law of sines can be used. And numbers across from each other go in the same fraction. So sine 30 over 8. I'm also given the 9, which is going to have to be used. And that means that I'm going to have to solve for angle C first. There's no other way to set that up at the beginning based on the given information. Now to solve for angle C, we're going to need to cross multiply and divide. And that's going to give me 8 sine C equals 9 sine 30. We're solving for angle C, so we need to get rid of the 8 first. And this would be a great time to bring up the calculator and calculate that fraction. Please make sure that you're in the right mode every time that you're using the calculator. Oh, that's cool. I'm going to leave that as 9/16. That will be exact. And you always want to be exact when you can be. Next step, to solve for angle C, we're going to move the sine over, which is going to make it inverse sine of 9/16. And again, we can do that pretty easily on the calculator by doing the inverse sine of the previous answer. And they do want us to round to 2 decimal places. That's going to be 34.23. 34.23 rounded. Now remember, don't forget that this setup met the criteria for 2 sets of answers. So this would be the first angle C. And now I can find the first angle A. Remember that all 3 angles of a triangle have to add up to make 180. So 180 minus angle B minus angle C. That's what angle A would have to be, 115.77. And now do you understand at this point we found one set of angles. That's a complete set of angles. At this point, we're now going to look for a second angle C. So to look for the second set of answers, you always take the first angle you found and subtract it from 180. Why do you do that? Because I told you so, okay? That's what you do. 180 minus the first angle C. That's going to be the second angle C, if it exists. We don't know for sure yet, but we're about to find out if it exists. Because remember I said that all three angles have to add up to make 180? So now, if there is a second angle A, it's going to have to make 180 again. So now we're going to do 180 minus angle B minus our new angle C. And if this comes up negative, then we will not have a second set of answers. Let me say that again. If it comes up 0 or negative, you will only have one set of answers. But if this comes up a positive number, we will have two sets of answers. Oh, and it is positive. Yay. It's not very big, 4.23 degrees, but it is positive, and that means that we are going to have two sets of answers. So now I've got two complete sets of angles. Now, what side was I missing? Side A. So guess what? There's going to be two side A's also. And so now we're going to look for side A. Using the law of sines, and if you've watched any of my previous videos on the law of sines, you know that I say it's good to recycle. What does that mean? It means the numbers I used before, the 30 and 8, I'm going to recycle those. I'm looking for side A1, so I need to use angle A1. And now that I have that set up, I can cross multiply and divide. A1 sine 30, 8 sine 115.77. Divide both sides by sine 30. Get those to go away. And going to need to go to the calculator. And we need 8 sine 115.77 divided by sine 30. To the nearest two decimal places would be 14.41. That's A1. Now remember, there's going to be a second side A, and the easiest way to get that is to come back up right here to this set of button pushes, and instead of using angle A1, we need to use angle A2, which is 4.23. Do you see there's not much difference in the button pushes? All we need to do is backtrack, delete A1 and insert A2, 4.23, and round that to two decimal places. And then we're done. We have now 6 total answers. 2 triangles. So this is going to be 2 triangles. And what was C1? There we go, 34.23. What was C2? 145.77. A1, 115.77. A2, 4.23. A1, side A1, and side A2. Man, that's a lot of work invested. Fingers crossed. Whew. Man, I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave those in the comment section below, or you can text me. And thanks for watching.